We are live! Hello, everyone. Welcome to The Show Must Go On line. Today's guest is Joy Codilla. How are you doing today?
Good, I'm good. Today was a good day, and I'm very excited to top it off here.
Ooh, what made today so good, which I hope every day could be?
Yeah, I got my COVID vaccine today. So right here, my little Band-Aid. You can't really see it, but yeah, I got it today, my first dose. So that just like makes it, I think, an automatic good day. I got it this morning.
Mazel tov. I am past patiently waiting to get mine, but I'm so excited
Yeah.
for anyone who gets theirs, and I celebrate my friends who got their vaccine. So yay you!
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited. But yeah, no,
Mhm.
it was a good day overall.
Amazing. That's great to hear. Look, it's the world has so many negative moments that anytime we can catch that glimmer of joy and hope and positivity, no pun intended, but maybe I guess does that happen a lot?
Yeah, yeah, especially now, like during these times, it's really good to have like that little moment of hope and light. And I think this is like a really big one. So yeah, I'm very excited.
Yay, yay. My co-host Limbo's over here joining us. Hi, Limbo.
Yeah.
Are you a pet person?
I am. I so my big quarantine purchase is not a purchase at all. But I adopted my puppy. Her name is Lulu. She is a Chihuahua mix. She is now 8 months, 9 months. She's not in
Oh,
the room with me because if she was, there'd be a lot of chaos. But she's upstairs. She's a good little pup. Yeah, I got her in September, and it was probably like the best time to get her was like when I'm home all the time. And I'm
yes.
very proud to say like she is a very well trained puppy.
What a
Yeah,
concept. Well
yeah.
trained. This pup doesn't know anything about that.
Look at
But
him. He's so cute.
I know, I love him so much. I could truly, though, like, I want to hear about Lulu, but there's something about the
Yeah.
joy of a puppy and a dog,
Yes.
cat, hamster, whatever type of animal, choose your own adventure. But having someone to snuggle and make sure you're taking care of them, like, is that how you feel as
Yes.
well?
Yeah, and COVID was such a rough, like 2020. I mean, it was rough for everybody, but I was just like very particularly like kind of lonely at one point. I was like, this is so sad, and like I don't like this. And I'm with my family now. I had moved back in with my parents, and we had actually lost our family dog in April, like March, April. And so that was like a huge loss. And then I was like, I really want a dog, like my own dog that's like kind of mine for once. And so, yeah, I went out and I rescued Lulu, and she's been the best little companion ever. And I can't wait for all the adventures we're going to have for all the years to come. And then my brother followed suit actually like 2 months later, and he brought home a 7 week old pit bull mix puppy. And she and Lulu, her name is Belle. So Belle and Lulu are two little pals, and they are obsessed with each other. They're best friends. So it's very fun in this house, very chaotic, but we do love our dogs very, very much.
I am obsessed with this conversation. I'm going to, you know what? This Ooh, we are doing some new things here with audience
Oh my
comments here.
god.
Yay! We don't deserve dogs. They're the best. 100% agree with you. Adventures with Mooch. Yes, yes, yes. Limbo is like,
Yes. Uh,
so tell me about the origin story of Lulu. Where did that name come from?
um so all right. If you know me well, my favorite Broadway show is Waitress. It is. The name, I swear it didn't come from Waitress though. Like everybody wants to say that. It didn't. I just remember like scrolling online, and I was just like I really was researching for a dog. Like there was a time of COVID I was really looking for a puppy.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
remember I saw her online, and I was like, I was like, she's it. Like, she's the one. I hope I can get her. We'll see what
Oh,
happens. I just remember that. And then I was like, for such a long time, I don't know why, I really wanted to name, like, if I ever got a girl dog, I wanted to name her Charlie. Like, that was like a goal of mine for some reason. And then I remember I just saw her picture. I saw Lulu's picture, and the adoption, the website, the rescue website originally had named her Lainey. And I like remember I saw that and I was like, I don't know if I'd want to keep that name. And then all of a sudden the name Lulu just like stuck in my head. And I was like, your name is going to be Lulu. If I get you, that's your name. And I remember I went to the adoption event, and as soon as I saw her, like it just kind of like, it like all felt like it just came together. And I was like, yep, you are Lulu. And in my head, I was like, everyone's going to think this is after Waitress, but I swear it's not. But like, if you want to go with it, sure. Um, and that's just how it happened. It was just like a feeling, like you, like I just felt it. It sounds so cliche, but it's true. Like I really was like, this is my dog, and it's a
I
nice
love it.
short name for a nice tiny puppy.
Truly, Lulu is so cute, and regardless of the origin of the name and the waitress connection or non-connection, it is absolutely the perfect name choice. Great job.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, yes, yes. So, okay, we've spoken about your pup's origin story, but what's your origin story? What got you into theater, YesBroadway, and all that jazz?
Okay. So I always say that like my story is very untraditional. Um, I can tell you my first Broadway show ever was Phantom of the Opera. I was 13. Um, and kind of to backtrack that. So like my mom would take me and my cousin, and then my aunt would come as well, obviously. And we would all go to the NJ Pack in Newark. Like growing up, we would see shows here and there. Um, and I was younger, so I guess like I thought it was cool, but I didn't like appreciate it as much, I guess. And then I went to go see Phantom of the Opera. So basically, I saw the movie first, and I fell in love with the movie. Um, I had like a weird love hate relationship in the movie because I was like, I loved it, but I was also frightened of the Phantom. I like thought he was lurking around in every corner of my home. It was such a weird whatever. Anyways, fast forward, I was like, Mom, I want to go see this on Broadway. And she was like, okay. So my mom, my aunt, and I, we went to go see it. And I remember the exact moment I think like the magic hit me. It was when the Phantom and Christine are on the boat, and he's like taking her to his lair. And I just remember like that feeling of being like, wow, I love this. What is this world?
As they're
And
going to the lair, I love this.
yeah, now that I like am like thinking of like, oh, okay. Um and that was kind of like my first big exposure to like, wow, I love this. Like this is cool. But I will admit and say like growing up, my big love was sports. I was, as people's sports ball, essentially. I played sports growing up, and so that's what I mainly focused a lot of my time on growing up. It wasn't so much like getting involved with theater. I was like in one play when I was a child, and it was Charlotte's Web, but that was like the end of my acting career. And then, yeah, I mean, I appreciated theater. I went to shows. I went to the school play every year, and I was an audience member and all that. And then it wasn't until I think I was in like my 20s already. I was in grad school, and it wasn't when until Waitress was introduced into my life when I really was like, oh, like, okay. And I remember I just like, there was this like connection of like, I want to be in this world somehow, like really wanted to be in it, which was also funny because I was just wrapping up my grad degree, which was not in theater at all, it was in education. And I was like, I want to like get involved in theater somehow, and I wanted to figure it out. So yeah, so fast forward again, maybe another year or so, I had moved to New Jersey, back up to New Jersey. I'm from here, born and raised. And so I had moved back home. I was in Maryland. I had moved back home, and I was in Jersey City, New Jersey, and that's where I was living. And YesBroadway came into my life because they had followed me on my social media. Carly, hi Carly. I had, they had followed me on my social media, and I remember I had heard of YesBroadway, but I didn't know what it was. And I think why I fell in love with YesBroadway was because of like the interaction that they have with fans. And just like, YesBroadway knows like the fans just like make the world go round kind of thing. And I remember I was like, this is such a cool like site. This is a cool, social media platform. I was like, I want to like get involved somehow. So I had reached out to Sam Mayers. Shout out to Sam, who is the founder of YesBroadway. I had asked him if there was some work that I could maybe help him with, not even to like work, but just to not like for pay, just to like be more involved in theater. And slowly he gave me like little things to do in here and there, and then the next thing I knew, I was hanging out backstage at Be More Chill all the time, and just taking in this incredible life and learning a lot about theater and what goes into it. And yeah, that's just kind of how that all happened. That's how theater really took over my life.
We love to see it.
Yeah.
What a fun origin story. So wait, Maryland? Where were you in Maryland?
I was close to Baltimore. I was so like I said, my grad degree, so I was in grad school. I have a master's in education in student affairs and higher ed. So I can go work on college campuses and advise and supervise students. And so I was down at a school there. And Maryland is fun. The job was great, the people were great, but I was homesick, and I was coming to New York almost every weekend to see a show or hang out with people or see my family. And so it just made sense in a way to come back home, which I did. And I was very lucky to, get as close to New York as I did, and to, had made all of that kind of happen.
Did you know I went to Maryland? Go Terps.
Oh, no, I did not. No, I was, I was at a tiny university in like 30 minutes outside of Baltimore. Yeah, I was working there for a little while. Yeah. So
nice.
That's cool. I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's so funny. I see my mom's watching, who got the vaccine today. Yes. Wonderful.
Yeah.
And she can attest to my Maryland fandom and how it's like funny that people would not know that I went there, because I used to like get dressed up in like all things Maryland flag swag. I painted my face, for the Maryland Duke game that we won and rushed the court.
Yeah, if there's one thing I learned about Maryland, it's that y'all really love your flag, which is like great. Honestly, it's great. I am convinced that Maryland has like the coolest flag in this country. I'm not gonna lie.
Thank you. We take our flag pride very seriously.
Yes, it's a great flag.
Thank you. Well, so this interview's been great. I got what I was coming for. No.
And that's it. I just needed you to admit it.
Bye, y'all. Dogs, Maryland flag, and COVID vaccines. That's what it's all about.
That's all you needed here.
So, okay, let's get back to Be More Chill, because obsessed, obviously. I was actually listening to the Be More Chill cast album, the Emojiland cast album, and the Jagged Little Pill cast album to kind of get in the right mindset for today.
Oh, that's so nice.
Great
that's
ones.
Like right there. That's my playlist.
Right? They're so good. So tell us more about like, what did you do there? Like, did you get to see the show a lot? Like, I know you went backstage. Like, just give us the rundown.
Yeah. So, my job was, wow. I just blanked on what my position was. So I did influencer marketing for YesBroadway. So basically, we would bring in people with big followers, influencers online, and we'd bring them in and we'd give them that nice little experience of Be More Chill. We'd bring them in, they'd sit down, and then we'd host them, talk to them about the show, bring them backstage, and make it a really cool experience for them, which was always fun. And I got to hang out backstage and listen. I didn't get to watch the show all the time, but I got to listen to it a lot. I hung out in the VIP room backstage. And then if I felt like it, I would go out, I would sneak my way out into the theater and maybe watch, a couple scenes. Whenever I was totally having a bad day, I would go into the theater and I would watch Michael in the bathroom. Because George Salazar is like the greatest human on earth to me. When he there is no one that can perform that song like him. And I would literally there would just be like a nice little 3-4 minutes of just peace watching him, and I'd be like, cool, I'm good, and then I'll go back and do my job. But yeah, that's what I did, and helped kind of build the buzz of Be More Chill and kind of do all of that. Yeah, so that was a lot of fun to kind of be part of that. And for somebody that kind of came in not so much in the beginning, the cast and the crew and everybody, they were extremely welcoming, and they just showed me the ropes of everything that happened. But yeah, that's essentially what I did at Be More Chill. And then my other job was to also watch out for secret celebrities that we didn't know were coming. So that was cool. We didn't really spot many, at least for me, I didn't spot many. I know Sam spotted a couple, but I unfortunately did not.
I love a good celebrity spotting.
Yeah.
Were there any crazy moments when a celebrity, either planned or not planned, came and everyone was like, y'all be cool, but third row, left center, seat 3,
Oh my God. I feel like they usually did know if there was a celebrity coming. I remember, I think Katie Holmes was in the audience once. I wasn't there that day. I heard she was there. Not a celebrity, but this was a really cool story. I was asked to upgrade somebody from the highest of the highest seats to come down and sit at the orchestra. And I had found this woman that was sitting all the way up there. And, I had asked her, I said, would you like to move down to the orchestra? And she was like, yeah. She's like, I would love to. I was like, okay, great. And, we were chatting on the very long walk down. It's a very long walk down from up there to the orchestra. And she said, oh, I've been, dying to come see Be More Chill. And all of a sudden we were getting into conversation. And she said, my former music student had wrote this show. And I was like, who? And she's like, Joe Iconis. And I was like, your former music student wrote this? I was like, excuse me? She's like, yeah, I was his teacher. I was like, when? And I think it was way back in high school, maybe middle. I don't have those little details, but I remember she had said that, and I was like, I have to go tell Joe this. I have to get the word out. And so I had offered her to, take her backstage and all that stuff, because Joe had confirmed it, that was her. And I took her backstage, and I remember the moment, she had laid eyes on Joe, and Joe came up to her and gave her a hug, and she just broke down crying in his arms. She was so proud of him. And I was like, these are the moments that I literally live for. I just was like, this is fantastic. And I was like, I love my job because of this moment right here.
That is so heartwarming and crazy, and all the factors that had to line up. And shout out to teachers, y'all are the best. And
seriously, yeah.
And really, someone from elementary school, middle school, high school, college, you really do lead the way for someone. And to then see them on Broadway, this is their show, amazing.
Yeah, it was just wild, because I I just picked out this random person in the crowd. I was like, sure, this could work. And then that's just literally that's just what
random
happened. Just at random. I had gone up there, and I was like, who can I just asked to bring down, and she was just sitting there, and she had a creep shirt on, and I was like, this looks like fun. Like, I was like, she could look like a fun person to bring down, and it just kind of happened, and I was like, this was great. Okay.
Wow, wow, wow. It also goes
Yeah.
to show that she didn't even message him ahead of time and be like, hey, I'm in
Yeah.
town, or, I want to see your show. Like, was just there, the happenstance, it was meant to be. Phenomenal. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
And, it just
Yeah.
makes me think of how many people I met there in, this is so sweet. Hold on, let me put this up here. Joy is a real life angel. She helped make my Be More Chill dreams come true. Oh,
I know. I love him. He's like one of
oh,
my favorite people on earth.
yay! What a joy. Yes, yes, yes. But that truly is the spirit of Be More Chill. And the
Yeah.
people that I met there, I mean, meeting you and Carly and the whole
Mm-hmm.
Yes Broadway team and Brooklyn, it's what joy to, okay. Now I feel like I'm just doing it. I'm not meaning to. I'm so
No,
sorry.
it's not. It happens. It happens. Don't worry about it.
It's a word and it's your name, and they intertwine so beautifully. So, but yeah, it's just Joy fan club. Ooh, Carlos, yes, I agree. Amazing, amazing.
That's my man. Hey, Carlos.
Hey, but so we're talking about this like one experience where you made someone's dream come true. Now another one's coming up. The amount of people I saw at the stage door who met online through Be More Chill, met physically, like online to get tickets, who met at the community around Be More Chill was something that I had never experienced before. Like, I was at first preview and it was just bonkers, and then opening night, and then closing night.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Were you there for that?
Yeah. Oh, of course. I don't think I have ever cried so much in a theater in my life. Yeah, so closing night was super special for so many reasons. I think, to have been part of just that journey, and like I said, the fact that they had welcomed me with open arms, and I didn't feel like I had come in the middle of the experience. Like, I had felt like, I had been there for a long time, and I knew I hadn't been. But I remember closing night so well, like because it's such a special day. Um, I remember, so the ending was the goodbye song, the post show stuff. And so I was asked to come in early for the rehearsal. And basically, I was told that my job was going to have to be to, kind of sneak everyone into the theater, from the stage door back, like the, backstage stage door. There were two stage doors, if I'm sure you knew, at Be More Chill. There's the one that, everyone gathered at and signed. And then there was the one that, the actors and everybody walked in. So my job was that day was to bring everyone in through that, the not fan stage door kind of thing. And so I came in early. I had watched the rehearsal. I had, was hanging out backstage, and it like didn't feel like the last day, but it did at the same time. And yeah, I just remember like it was a packed house, it was sold out, so there were no chairs for anybody to sit in. So I stood in the back with like just everyone else. And I remember just like as soon as like the theremin happened, I just was like crying. I was like, this isn't even a crying moment, but I'm crying. And I was like, this is just not okay. And then I cried literally throughout the whole show. I remember, like I said, Michael in the bathroom was always such a special scene. I remember just like sobbing even more, like to the point I think I remember I had a headache at the end of the number. I was like, this hurts. And then I thought I'd be more upset that I had missed the final bows, but I didn't. I wasn't upset. I missed them. I wasn't upset because I was backstage, like gathering everybody for the goodbye song. And trying to direct them to where they were supposed to go. And then I was able to watch the goodbye song at least. So that was a really special moment to have been part of that. And then the stage door came, and mind you, I had not ever really done the stage door. I had maybe gone out there twice, and each time I had gone out before, people thought I was Steph Shu. I was not. And I was like, oh God. People were like, you're Christine. I was like, I'm not. I'm not. Please, I know. I didn't want to disappoint people, but I was like, I'm not. And so I had gone out there. People knew I wasn't her, but people were still asking me to sign playbills for them. I had gone out there to help with crowd control. I really, that's why I was out there, not to sign playbills. And people were like, no, like, please sign my playbill. Please sign my playbill. I was like, I'm not. I was like, why? Like, I had asked somebody, I was like, why do you want me to sign your playbill? I was like, I'm not anybody in the show. And they were like, no. They were like, you were part of the show. And like, so that means like you made it special in some sort of way for us. And I was like, this is so nice. I said, okay, I'll sign some playbills, I guess. I was like, this is so weird for me, at least. I was like, I'm just here to make sure, everybody's okay. Yeah. And then, after that, went off to celebrate with everyone. And it was a very special night that I definitely hold a lot of those memories still till this day. Have a lot of pictures, and yeah, it was such a fun time.
Wow. Oh my God. I'm getting emotional all over again from that. I agree. I
Yeah.
mean, that whole day was so emotional. My friend Cindy got us tickets, and we were like pretty close, and just like the energy in the room, in the whole building, like you could tell. I remember a lot of the understudies like came out into the, the orchestra so that they could just like be there and be a part of it. And Michael in the bathroom gets you every time, but that time, I don't know how George got through that, because my throat was like closing, crying, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. I should not be crying. Now my throat's even getting closed. It's just like so emotional. But really, I mean, it's so good. And then there were so many moments. I remember when the smartphone hour happens, and that just gets this like roar that they so deserve. It was just, there were so many nice moments. And then, of course, like you said, the goodbye song. Woo, that was how Jason Sweet Tooth Williams got through that. I don't know. And everyone else, but when you're like just there, like him and Joe, and for anyone who's watching, I actually filmed that, so you can watch it. bwaySHO YouTube.
Seriously, go watch it. It's very emotional. It's so emotional. I think I've only been able to watch it once since that last show, because I'm just like, it's so hard to like not get emotional when you watch it. I really have only, I think, watched it once or maybe twice since that night.
Well, and especially during quarantine, I kind of like, there were certain cast albums I could listen to at the beginning, and certain ones that just like, it just hurt too much, so I couldn't listen to them. And that came on, like, I have a Broadway and Beyond playlist, and that song came on, and I'm just sitting here just bawling, and I'm like, well, this is great. Okay, let's just bring on all the emotions.
I don't think after that I had listened to the Be More Chill album for maybe a while, I think, because I was just like, I'm gonna cry if I listen to it. And I was like, I think I remember I tweeted, I was like, when can I listen to this without crying? Like, really, I'm asking. And I think it had taken me maybe a couple months after the show had closed to finally like play it. I was like, oh God. I was like, this is so hard for me. And I can still like picture the show. I can still like, picture how everything is and how it all sounded and being there. Yeah. So very, very special moment in my life. Be More Chill. I'm very grateful for that show.
So then where did it take you from Be More Chill, still with YesBroadway? Tell us this journey.
So YesBroadway, we collaborate with a bunch of different shows. Oh God, it took me to some, really fun MCC shows. If nobody knows MCC, Off-Broadway, Broadway is fun, but Off-Broadway is equally just as incredible. We did some work with them. Did some work with some other big shows. Jagged Little Pill was another one, which, we all know I love Jagged Little Pill as well. I'm trying to think of some other shows, like Tina was a show that we had collaborated with too. And then that took me, speaking of off-Broadway before, right into off-Broadway with Emojiland was our next big hit off-Broadway, which was fun. We did that 2019 was when like the journey of it all started. The end, right? Yeah, at the end of 2019, we had kind of started that journey, and this was finally, a show that I was kind of starting off from the beginning with opening nights, with rehearsals and stuff. So I was really excited to be a part of it. And then, I was much more hands-on this time around than I was with Be More Chill, and I loved it. It was such a fun show. I feel like people got a weird, thought of like emojis. But if you had gone to see the show, that there's like a deeper understanding and a deeper meaning to the whole show. And I definitely enjoyed being there a lot. It was a lot of fun. Once again, created, some really meaningful relationships and friendships from there. And then unfortunately, COVID wanted to ruin it all for me. Why?
Why COVID? Why?
So Emojiland closed 2 weeks early. I don't remember the full timing of it, but I remember just like that whole time being a blur, I feel like, because nobody knew what was going on.
Well, and I remember we were in conversation because I had seen Emojiland the last preview right before opening night so that I could cover opening night, and that was amazing. Mm-hmm. And then I was so excited. I was going to see it. I had tickets. My friend Kelly and I were going to go.
Yeah.
And it was that whole thing of like, I think we had settled for Friday, and then Broadway closed. Was it Thursday? Like, I think it was the day, but was it Wednesday or Thursday?
I think it was a Wednesday. I want to say it was a Wednesday.
Yeah. That was so sad.
Yeah, and I was sad
for so many reasons.
And I was sad because I hadn't had the chance to like have like my final goodbye with the show. I remember, I had worked the week prior to. I didn't work that weekend. I think I didn't work that weekend because of the things going on with COVID. Like it was starting to become more of a reality, I remember at the time. And like I said, I was living in Jersey City, so I had a little more of a commute than if I was in, Manhattan or anything like that. And so I remember there was this like weird vibe of like, should I like go in? Like, should I not? Like, I was very like kind of all over the place with my thoughts about it. And so I remember I was like, let's not go this weekend. Let's see what happens. And then we'll start back up, next week. Like that was like the whole thought process. And then I found out that the last show had been played, and I was like, ooh, I'm a little sad because I hadn't been able to like say my goodbyes to the show and to the people that were there. So yeah, that was a very weird and sad time.
It's so hard when you're not able to say goodbye. And it wasn't like, oh, okay, on Wednesday we're going to close. It was like, oh, we're closing tonight, or like, we know that we're not coming back in tomorrow, or whatever that was. And the virus of it all.
Yeah, that was just like a weird, ironic thing in the show. I was like people were like making jokes about it, and I was like, huh, how ironic is all of that? Also, Lulu is scratching at the door. I can hear
please.
Her. I'm gonna see if I'm wearing pajama pants. I'm sorry to the world that has to see this. Let it go.
Same. Always same.
Hi, babe. Hi, come back here. Come back here. Come back. I'm gonna chase her. Hold on. Lou.
Please.
Lulu, come here.
Slim's right here. I'll get out of the way so you can see.
Come here. Oh, there's my girl. Oh. Look, world, this is Lulu.
Yay! Hi, Lulu.
Say hi, world. Say hi.
Oh, you're so cute.
She's so little. Yeah. Well, I'm glad she could make an appearance. I thought she would be more obnoxious. But yeah, this is Lulu, everybody. She's the best little girl in the world. Look. Say hi. Say hi to the puppy.
Slumbo's saying hi, too.
Say hi. She's like, put me down. Please put me down. Can I kick? I'm gonna kick her back out of the room because she's gonna go.
That's fine.
She's
Whatever's
gonna chase
best for you.
everything all over the place. Okay, go back upstairs. Bye. Love you.
How you doing, Slimbo? You good? Wait, do you like to have good conversations with your dog?
Oh yeah, all the time. We were watching TV. She's like, I feel like she's like definitely part person because like she like will like I'll turn the TV on and like she'll like her attention will go that way. And so it's like and then she'll watch and I'll be like, "Oh." So like yesterday we were watching something and I remember I was like having a full blown like, "So, like this is what's happening. Like what do you think? What did you think of this?" And obviously she's just sitting there and I'm like, "Okay." Like
cool. So it's not just me. I'm glad to hear it.
No. I have conversations with my dog all the time. All the time.
I know. I'm like, is it just because I'm basically only seeing Slimbo and like John, and that's basically it? Or is it because dogs are very easy to talk to? The world may never know.
They definitely understand. It's okay. They're just like, we can't say anything. And then I like to think that like she has thoughts too. Like in my head, I'll be like, this is definitely what you're thinking. And I came to the conclusion that if Lulu had a human voice, she would sound like Kristen Bell. Like that is my, like that is what I think Lulu sounds like if she was a human. I'm weird. I'm just like, that sounds crazy, but
not at all. My dog Bagel thinks he's human for sure. He's a good listener.
I love that name.
That's
Bagel.
Such a perfect dog name. Bagel. Bagel, come here. What type of bagel? Poppy seed, everything, pumpernickel?
Everything. Without a doubt, everything. I have that.
Okay, good.
Quarantine made me obsessed with the Trader Joe's everything but the bagel seasoning.
Welcome to the club.
It's like the greatest. I put it on everything.
But the bagel.
Everything but the bagel, yes.
This is funny. I feel like I'm moving around so much, but I have to give you Slimbo content. Come on. Yes, I agree. I am famously a big fan of Trader Joe's, and especially the everything but the bagel seasoning, because you can put it on everything and it makes it a little bit more fancy.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, this is perfect. Part of these conversations started, actually Joe Iconis and Lauren Marcus were my first guests, so it all ties back together.
Yay!
Love
them. Love them.
Yeah. And it just, it's like a good way to keep in touch, and I missed interviewing people, and then I also realized, like, there's the interview, but it's also more of just like a conversation, and that's the best part.
Yeah. And I love just like how like different, like I love like how conversations can go. Like they can go anyway. Like we were just talking about, Emojiland and how depressing it was for it to close. And then, my dog interrupted as she does with everything.
With absolutely everything. Everything's limbo. I know, but so worth it. So just like the COVID virus song part was ironic, let's talk about Jagged Little Pill. Isn't it ironic? Don't you think?
Oh man. Yeah, I love Jagged. I think it was definitely the show that I was very much looking most forward to for this, this season of Broadway. I had gone up to Massachusetts, Boston, Massachusetts. Yes, sorry, geography. I was like, right? Yeah, I'd gone up there. I'd gone up to Boston. Oh man. And I gone up with two of my really good friends, Rebecca and Ashley. We had gone up to see it. Rebecca had gone up before us, and she said, she's like, you know, you guys are gonna love it. And I said, okay. Yeah, totally, let's go. And so took, you know, a quick little weekend trip up, and I I love the album Jagged Little Pill, period. Like, it's a top 5 favorite album for me. I discovered it when I was 12, and I remember I just kind of fell in love with the whole thing. Um, which, like, a 12-year-old listening to Jagged Little Pill, I whatever. But whatever. But I remember I like loved the album, and I remember kind of being like, how are they gonna make this into a musical? I was like, what is okay? I was like, I didn't know what the show was about. I had gone in very, you know, blindly of like what the plot was and all that stuff. Um, and I was like, okay, let's just go. And so I was like, you know, this is ART. I, you know, had been wanting to see something in ART. You know, it's where Waitress was, you know, birthed, I guess. And so I was like, let's go. And so we went, and just like that first time, I was just like, what? I am blown away by the storyline, how they, you know, created the music to be part of this whole story, and like the fact that this album was released and created back in the 80s, right? Yeah, back in the 80s, and like it's so relevant to like what the world is going through now. It's like, oh my god. I was like, I love this. This is amazing. And we had tickets to see, or we had plans to see Moulin Rouge as well. But then Moulin Rouge ended up pushing their opening by a couple days. So we ended up seeing Jagged twice instead, which was fine by me. And I was like, cool. Like, I'm excited for the show to come to Broadway. Like, I was like dead set that it was coming to Broadway. And then it did. And I, you know, was very fortunate to see it in previews, and I was very, very lucky to have worked the opening night for YesBroadway. And yeah, you know, it's a spectacular show, and I think, you know, the message behind it, the amount of topics that they cover is just unreal. And you know, I think it's a show that's in you know, in my opinion, I think everyone should go see it, you know, at least once, and just, you know, take in, you know, everything that they talk about. I truly, you know, love the show, and it definitely connected, at least for me, in a much, you know, deeper way. There are a lot of things that I could relate to, and yeah, you know, I could scream it from the mountaintops forever that Jagged Little Pill is a phenomenal show.
And I would be right there with you.
Yes,
I
yes,
love it. Love, love,
yes,
love. You know, they do it perfectly where, you know, it is a jukebox musical in one aspect, but it's not telling Alanis's story. So it's not jukebox in that traditional, you
yeah,
know, taking someone's music and then like telling their story through that. I love how they work in these relevant issues, and there are some like
yeah,
pretty intense ones, and I
yes.
cried for sure both times. Did I see it twice or 3 times? Might have had
Hmm.
tickets to see it through. What is time? I like truly, it feels so long ago at this point.
Yeah,
But I feel so lucky that I got to see it because it is stunning. I completely agree with you. The music's amazing,
hmm,
the acting's amazing, the way that they like found a way to like interweave so many different storylines and
yeah,
still make it make
yeah,
sense. Mm, mm,
yes,
so
yeah.
good.
It's definitely, yeah. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, there are moments that I forget that this is, you know, Alanis Morissette's music. Like, I know it's her music, but at the same time, like, it, like you said, you know, it's technically a jukebox musical, but it just doesn't feel like it. You know?
Exactly. Right. That it's like I remember when the first time I heard ironic coming up, I'm like, yes, I love how they're doing this. And they call out the irony or lack of irony. Oh my God, that was perfect. One of my favorite scenes.
Right? Yeah. It's so good. It's so good.
But truly, like do you have a favorite moment?
Oh my gosh, yes. I was like, I definitely do. Oh wow. What is that song? Elizabeth Stanley. She's in it. I'm telling you that right now. She's in it. She's phenomenal. It's the scene with the couch. That's all I'm gonna say. It's the scene with the couch.
Yes.
You know that
Oh my god.
scene.
Is
You
it
know that number.
Smiling? Is it Smiling?
Yes, yes, yes. I just blanked. Yes, yes. I'm a I sound like a fake fan because I like literally couldn't think of the number, but yes.
Stop. It's so easy to forget.
Yes,
I was just
it
listening
is.
today, so it's right in my ears.
Yes, yes. Smiling is. I think I remember I watched that number and I was like, "What is this on this? What is happening? Oh my god! Oh my god!" I was so blown away by the whole concept of it, and then I they did the concert that had happened, I think a few months ago. I want to say November, December, they did that concert. And I remember when the couch came out, when I saw the couch, I was like, they're doing it. I was like, they're doing it. Like, I haven't seen this number in so long. I was like, this is great. This is gonna be good. Yeah, that I think is my favorite just because like the meaning behind it, the way they were just able to, use the choreography. And then Elizabeth Stanley is just phenomenal. Like the emotion she brings out in the middle of all of this is it's just superb. Like I have no other words for that scene other than like it is top notch. Like it's so good.
The way they do the choreography, I don't want to say too much because I agree. Like it's one of those things that you have to see it to really understand. I think
Yeah.
Heather, I think is
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
the dancer, and just their movement together, phenomenal. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yes.
Please,
It's so good.
hopefully you get a chance to watch it. But actually, I'm glad you brought up the concert because they're re-airing it coming up, and it's for free this time. So you can just I already like booked my ticket.
Yes.
Even though I saw it, I was like, I will happily go see this again. And then they're doing a free Q&A after.
Yeah, go watch it if you haven't yet. It's really great. And I think the reason I also just love Jagged is the cast is very, very sweet. I've been able to
Yeah.
meet with them and interview them, and they've always just been very nice, very, very great, down to earth people. They just everything that they've done is out of this world. So, congratulations to them, obviously.
Yes. Yeah, I'm very excited. Deanne Stewart's coming on this series next Thursday. Woo,
Yay!
woo. I'm very excited. She's phenomenal. Tell me about what it's like to do these interviews, whether it's, leading up and you're doing the promo social media or it's an opening night. Like, walk us through that.
Oh gosh. It's I think I've gone out of the nervous thing to like just like being excited. And I think I've gotten to the point of just like, I gotta be myself. I wanna be myself. And I think what I love about doing them with Yes Broadway is that it's always quick and short and fun. Like we always try and ask like the more fun questions and like, you know, just like what, you know, we try not to like have them be with us like for too long. Like they're usually with us with me for maybe a minute, 2 minutes tops. But even then, like it's still like fun. I think for opening night of Jagged Little Pill, I had asked them like if Alanis Morissette wrote a song about you, like what would it be? And yeah, and that was that, like, I
Ooh,
remember just, like, getting fun answers from them and, like, listening to all of that, and it was a lot it was a lot of fun, so that was cool, and just, like, I think the anticipation and just, like, being able to be part of the buzz of it all is super cool, so, yeah, I think just, like, I don't know how, like, I could say I mentally prepare. I think I'm just like, "Okay, we're just gonna go in this, and we're gonna have some fun, and we're gonna make it fun for us, and we're gonna make it fun for them, and let's just go. Let's just be part of the chaos."
that's perfect, especially because they want to have a good time. It's opening night, and the fans,
Yeah.
they love to watch these fun interviews. I mean, I sure love to, and I think that's why I vibe so well with YesBroadway and everyone who's like a part of it, because it's just fun, and we need more fun in our lives.
Yeah, and I think, I love YesBroadway, and I get to just have the best time working for them. It's been a blast.
Wonderful. So, going away from theater specific for a second here, are there any nonprofits or charities that you'd like to give a shout out to?
Of course. Yeah. So, I think, after getting Lulu and whatnot, I still follow the rescue page. It's called Your New Best Friend, Dog Rescue. They are based in New Jersey. It's where I got her. They're doing incredible work. If you follow them on Facebook, they're constantly, I feel like they're constantly rescuing new dogs all the time. And rescuing a dog is, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of work. The amount of food that they have to do, the amount of cleaning they have to do all the time. They talk about it, on their page a lot. Yeah, they're fantastic. Like I said, they do the most incredible work. And so I still follow them. It's still, still hard to follow them sometimes because I'm like, I want that dog and I want that dog and I would like that one too. But if you just want to check them out, if you're looking to getting a puppy, go to them. They're fantastic. Their process is definitely a lot easier than what I've gotten from other places. But I would say them. And then, I phenomenal. If you haven't heard of it, it's if you don't know Mina Harris, she is the niece of Kamala Harris, the VP, of course. And she started this, incredible business. If you want to go there, they have a lot of fantastic items and T-shirts that you can purchase. So that's kind of what I like to give back to.
Phenomenal. Yes, those are both really great ones. Thank you for sharing. I always like to give this a shout out with the Next Generation Project. Love, love, love what they're doing there. Supporting Black and Brown trans folk. Really important right now. Black Lives Matter. Statement, period. And it's incredible what has happened and what still the conversations and the action that still needs to happen. So just like to keep it going. Is there anything in like the that world that you want to talk on now that we, whenever we have a platform?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important that people educate themselves, and to just do the research. Google is your friend. If there's something that you don't understand, or you want to know more of, I think Google is, just the internet period is just a fantastic place to start. And so, right now, my community, unfortunately, the Asian community is going through it a little bit. So, trying to, find ways to help there and be more vocal, of course. Obviously my shirt says it all. And I try to, I try on my social media, if you follow me, I try to post as much educational stuff as I can, regarding what's going on in the world and how you can help, or just posting things to keep people informed of what's happening. Because sometimes, the way lives are, they get a little busy. You kind of aren't so in touch with the news. I am obsessively in touch with the news. So I tend to kind of post things and all that stuff. Thank you. Right now the world's a little tough. And I think what needs to happen is more education and just a little more kindness here and there. And hopefully, I would like to see it happen in my lifetime, but who knows? Hopefully things start looking up for the more underrepresented, communities. My parents and I had a conversation the other day, and they always tell me to be careful when I go out, and I haven't really been in New York City a lot lately just because the way things are, but they have given me the heads up of like just being a lot more careful and a lot more cautious of like what's going on around me, which I always have been, but to, you know, definitely heighten it up a little. But yeah, I'm hoping, I'm hoping that things start to turn around eventually. I wish I had the answer to how, but like I said, I think a little kindness and a lot of education can go a long way for people.
Beautifully said, and thank you for sharing your experience.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Yes, definitely. Education, kindness, that's all so important. I know I've said this a bunch of times, but being Jewish myself, it's very important that history not repeat itself, and that you learn that if you don't stand up for other minorities, who's going to stand up for you? And that's just an overarching statement of should always be looking out for everyone, because we're all, we all need to make sure to look out for one another and be kind and generous not just in money, but just in friendship, right?
Yeah.
There's like, it's all there. So
yeah, and I think that's
yes.
That's the other thing. Like you can donate money and all that stuff, but what action items are you taking? You can click that button and plug in your credit card information, whatnot. And yeah, it'll help, but I think it's also important that you find ways to take some type of action. Whether it's marching or just talking to somebody. I think that's always important. Reading or YouTube videos are always great. Yeah, I think there's a lot people can do. So I just hope that the world just becomes a little better. That's all I hope for.
A little bit better, a little bit kinder. That's all we can ask for sure.
Yeah.
So to start to wrap things up, though, in more of a Broadway way, tell us, like, I saw you went to this concert or something with Waitress back in the day. I think this was like 2017 or something. Obviously, I was going through your Instagram, getting ready for this. And I saw this and I was like, what event is this? I need to hear everything. Do you remember? It was like, I think it was Sarah Bareilles, maybe Gavin Creel. And then there was also like another group of Waitress actors. It just looked amazing. It was so long ago.
So I think the only concert that comes to mind was was it Jason
Betsy
Mraz
Wolf?
and Betsy Wolf? Okay, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, it was kind of a very spur of the moment thing. I was actually down working in Baltimore, working down in Maryland, and I had gotten this message from one of the Waitress social media accounts, and they were like, "Hey, there's this concert going on. Would you like to be part of the audience?" And I was like, "Sure." So I remember I took off work. Like, I think it was like I only had 2 days. And I took off work and I took a bus up to New York, and I had gone. It was Jason Mraz, Betsy Wolf, Sarah was there. Yeah, and it was downtown by Chelsea Market. I remember. It's starting to come back to me. Yeah, and I remember they were announcing that Jason was joining the show. And they were, singing some songs and filming some great clips and stuff. And it was cool. It was a nice little intimate like concert. So it was really cool to be a part of that. Yeah. I remember. Yeah, and then I went and got brunch after, and Marissa
Nice.
Tomei sat in the table in back of me. That was a fun day. I love New York. I really was sitting there. I was eating my eggs Benedict, and Marissa Tomei walked past me and then sat right in back of me at the table, and I was like, "That's cool." I was like, all right.
Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, so Slimbo's going to go out in the rain. We do have a last minute question here that I'm going to get to, and then we will wrap it up. So, someone saying, hi again from Matt's Random Thoughts. Any standout memories of working with Beetlejuice and its most popular musicals pre-pandemic? Were you ever starstruck? And any favorite cast member from the musical?
Oh gosh. Favorite cast member of Beetlejuice. I think I want to say like my favorite cast member, and I think it's just because she's the one I've maybe interacted with the most, and she's very sweet. Is Carrie Butler. I think she's very sweet, very down to earth. She's like just her character was very sweet. Like just take that and like put more of it into like real life Carrie, and she's there and she's very sweet, very nice. I've interacted. Oh my gosh, I can't speak. I've spoken to her a couple times. And yeah, I've always said that I like her a lot. Yeah, I think that whole cast was just always very nice. I feel like I've met them all like maybe once, and I just remember being like, they're really great people. Yeah, yeah,
Yay.
yeah. I think that's like,
Cosign.
yeah, I think that's like the big thing. Yeah, yeah. And I love Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice is fun. I definitely was able to see it luckily before it closed. I'm sure it'll pop up on my time hop soon that like I had seen it right before the world shut down.
I agree. I wasn't expecting to like become overjoyed by it the way that I did, and then I became obsessed with the musical and just listened to it all the time. Love
Yeah.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing that up, Matt. Great question.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I haven't thought about Beetlejuice in a hot second. Yeah, I really love the show and all the Hello Dolly references that came with it. Because Hello Dolly is also a show that I was obsessed with when it was on Broadway. So yeah. Thank you for that question.
Wow, that's so good. So, where can everyone find you on social media? And is there anything that you came in today wanting to make sure to say, any favorite Broadway memories or moments?
So social media wise, I am on Twitter and Instagram. My Twitter is at joy_Codilla. And then that's Twitter. And then Instagram is joy_Codilla. Because I tried to get them to be the same. It just didn't. Apparently someone stole the names each way, so it just happened that way. Yes, but if you want to find me on social media, go to either one of those. And then I guess like all I can say is, it's never too late to try and chase down your dreams. Like I said, I came in very untraditional, and all it takes is just, taking a chance and reaching out and seeing what you can get. Broadway's been a huge gift to my life, and I cannot wait to sit in a theater again and just escape for however long the show is. I love you. I love you so much.
This has been such a wonderful conversation. The people who've been commenting are just so wonderful and happy to see you, and it really shows the impact that you've been having on the Broadway community.
Oh, thanks, guys. Oh, that's so nice. I was like, who's gonna watch this? I really was like, whatever. We'll see. And then but that's so sweet. Thanks everyone for tuning in. That means so much.
Yes, and thank you for coming on the series. It's been so great chatting with you for an hour.
Yes, thank you for inviting me. I really am thrilled, and like I said, this is the first time I've ever done one of these, so I hope I did okay.
You were phenomenal.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
So y'all can find me at bwaySHO, as you see here through the banner, from Chelsea Hill, aka Illustrating Diva. I also have a brand new bwaySHO podcast Instagram account and Twitter account. So that's bwaySHO, the podcast specific. The latest episode with Eliza Oman and Nick Walker just came out yesterday, so go ahead and listen to it. And we have the Showtreons, which is pretty fun. It's like bwaySHO Patreon, and we do trivia and video chats, and it's a crazy fun time, and come check it out. And on that note, most importantly, be safe, wear a mask, get a vaccine when you can. Congratulations on getting the first step to yours. What a wonderful day. I'm so glad we could chat today. All of you watching at home, you're wonderful, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you at the show.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.